All right, so now we're finally going to talk about Mortal Kombat Legends by Scorpion's Revenge. So,
Yeah, that,
well, Ricardo, I want you to do just a brief synopsis of this. But before we jump in, right? So, I am keeping my fingers crossed on this. First off, I actually do want to do a retrospect review of the first Mortal Kombat movie, which came out in '95, and it's kind of
yeah,
ironic that a movie like this will come out now because, yeah, you know, what I mean, that particular movie is turning 25 years old in 2020, right? So look at
yeah,
that. Um, and to this day, people regard it as the best video game movie of all time. That's
right.
one thing that I want to question. Hopefully when I do that, right? But for now,
Yeah,
as far
between
as
that and I still think between that and the first Tomb Raider is up there in my opinion.
oh yeah, the first the first one was good. The first Tomb Raider, sorry, was good. The second one, kind of take it
Yeah,
a
that,
little
that,
too
that
serious a time, and it wasn't as you know 2000 schlocky fun as the original as the first movie was, right? And I mean, it was the first time we were seeing Angelina Jolie do play that character. But yeah, back to Mortal Kombat, right? So yeah, so once you get to that point, it's the best video game movie of all time. We'll talk about that. But one thing though, while I was watching this movie here, is what I had in my head is that well, we're supposed to be getting, if all goes well, a live action remake, or I should say, well, let me just say a reboot movie of Mortal Kombat itself, right? Live action as well. It's going to be rated R. Hopefully, it'll be a hard R. So while I was watching this, though, it's like, oh, well, now the bar's been set. Slight spoiler, the bar's been set here. So now I want to see what this live action movie could do because what this one 80-minute animated feature did is just really capitalize on the violent aspects of Mortal Kombat itself. More particularly ever since Warner Brothers found their hands on this franchise, the way that they just expanded on the whole ultra-violent vibe of the game. So you were seeing like X-ray close-ups and bones being,
yeah.
broken,
Oh, not you.
and,
Yeah.
and just over-the-top fatalities and just downright brutality, but at the same time, it was just so batshit crazy. It just had a charm to it, in my opinion. And just me not being the biggest Mortal Kombat fan out there, I can't tell you anything as far as backstories go and all that kind of stuff. I'll talk about backstories in a bit, but yeah, I just do see the appeal of these new Mortal Kombat games. You know what I mean? I just love seeing, cut, gameplay of this and stuff like that. And just be kind of acknowledging the fact that, yeah, Mortal Kombat 2 is easily probably the most influential fighting game of all time. Like,
Yeah.
Street Fighter 2 is the most popular, I would say that much. I would say most popular, most, famous and all that. But to me, Mortal
Yeah. Well,
Kombat, or I should say
yeah.
Mortal Kombat
The
2, is
franchise,
the most
yeah.
influential.
Yeah, the franchise got a kind of second shot in the arm. Like, okay, so when the franchise first came out, super
Right.
popular, big deal. And it peaked with Mortal Kombat 2, that first wave of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
franchise. And
Yeah,
then
and
Mortal
more particularly, sorry to cut you there, more particularly because of its violence. It was just
right,
straight up graphic violence, and it was to the point that, well, that's where we got the whole M rating, right? Just off of that
yeah,
game alone.
right. So and then for a lot of people, that was a big deal what it did with yeah, the violence. But I just really like that second game in terms of like just roping people in terms of the narrative. I was like, oh shit, everything's set up bigger and better. Whoa, who's the Shao
Yeah,
Kahn guy? Like all of that shit, right? And then
yeah. To me,
the
it's still a
franchise,
modified classic in my opinion.
yeah,
One of my
yeah.
all time favorite games. Period. You know what I mean? That game.
And then it fell off with Mortal Kombat 4. I personally thought that was a
Yeah.
yeah.
I
And
know, but
five,
here's the thing. Like, I remember four being a big deal because it's like, oh my god,
right. Three,
it's in well 3D, no 3D animation stuff
yeah,
like that. Then when you watch it,
yeah,
sorry, when you play it now, it's just laughably
yeah.
bad. It was so dumb, Jed, but at the
But
time it
they
was a
tried to,
big
they
deal.
tried,
It was a big deal.
yeah, no, they try to like bring back everything to basics. So, but in like they get rid of a bunch of characters and like because I was a huge fan of like okay, so I had Mortal Kombat trilogy, and I had
Right.
a ton of characters. So I was like,
Yes.
all right,
Yes.
that's such a everything was such a big step backward for. Well, because they had a shitty engine and they had to do the 3D stuff, and they were kind of forced to do this 3D stuff at that point. But it's like, wow, this is just trash.
Yeah.
And
Back
I
then, it was a big deal. I can't stress this enough. Back then,
exactly.
it was a big deal.
But then the franchise, to me, it fall off. Five I never played. I never got into. Then they kind of rebooted the franchise kind of with six.
Yes.
And that is when the game started to like go in this real weird whole direction. And then 7 and 8 came along and really kind of restarted everything. It was a better engine. That is where they do the Mortal Kombat versus DC engine stuff, and they got that right. And a lot of people was like, "Oh shit, they're finally pulling off these DC games proper now."
Yeah.
And that is when they started to nail it. And good. And the new game, I think, like 10 and 11 are great.
Yeah.
Nine are legit great. They totally rehaul the franchise. They do this big time travel plot thing, so they get to bring back all the old characters they like.
Yes,
And
I remember that.
Right. And that is it. I just can't be mad at any of that. And so this kind of does a lot of that in the sense of bringing back the old stuff that you like,
Yes,
and
it does.
then doing new stuff. Because it's a lot of the original Mortal Kombat movie in this, I think.
Yeah. Which surprised me because I did honestly I did not watch the trailer for it. I just saw little screenshots. 'Cause I didn't want to get the story sold out to me early on, right? But yeah, I was surprised that they
Right.
actually drew from what we got with the first movie, the 10 tournament, between Earthrealm and Outworld basically, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I just want to jump into what Scorpion's Revenge is about in a nutshell.
Yeah, well, it is the title. In the beginning, Scorpion was coming back home to the village with his son. And then he find out Lin Kuei, rival Ninja Clan, going after Whole Clan. And yeah, like a bunch of gangsters, they Murky and his son. Real
Yeah,
dreadness.
boy. Real dread, boy. Wow.
Yeah, real dreadness. And then, so what Scorpion happened is that he went to Underworld and he make a pact with
Outworld. No, is it? No, it's not Outworld. Sorry, oops.
the Underworld.
He went to the Netherrealm. He went to the Netherrealm. Yeah.
Netherrealm, yeah. And he make a pact with Quan Chi to come back and go to the Mortal Kombat tournament to help out Shinnok and do your own thing, but his real plan is to make back Sub-Zero. That's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, wildness.
Yeah, and Chaos
yeah, I did.
Sorry, Chaos and Mortal Kombat ensues. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge, guys?
I had a lot of fun with this. I'll say the problem with it is that I have one big problem with it is that I don't like that they should have either if they tell a story, they should either stick to Scorpion's narrative, because it would have been cool to like just rehaul Mortal Kombat 1 quote unquote story and just have it change up. Because remember in that movie, Scorpion and Sub-Zero were working for Shang Tsung for some reason, which was dumb.
I remember like in the first movie they just said, rivals are now slaves under my power. And that's all the backstory we get.
Everybody in the theater, all my friends in the theater was like, bullshit. Anyway, whatever.
Serious.
Yeah. And then what happens that, all right, so what I would have liked is if they stick to Sub-Zero. My problem is that they had too much Liu Kang and Johnny Cage and Sonya. I like that. If you're calling it Scorpion's Revenge, stick to Scorpion. You could have them in the background somewhere, and then you don't focus on them as much. So you get the sense that, it's really Scorpion's story now. But we don't really get that. We just kind of get a kind of halfway thing now, where they do both, and it don't really do either very well now. But still, great action, great combat, good animation for me. A little choppy and a little framey at times, but still good. Voice acting was hit or miss. I mean, Joel McHale's Johnny Cage was perfect, but still annoying. It's like, holy shit, Joel McHale's Johnny Cage is annoying. But it was fine.
I think it's because the lines in the right film, they were so dry, in my opinion. Well, I'll talk about it. I just find it was just dry. Yeah.
Right. And so I didn't hate it, but they could have punched it. I felt it needed a lot of punching up.
All right. All right. So my thoughts on this movie, right? So I checked it out twice. Just mainly because I just want to make sure that I get down right before I even talk about it, right? So right off the bat, I enjoyed the hell out of this the first time around. I was just blown away by just how committed it was to just show over the top, gory, glorious, ultra violence. You know what I mean? Hanzo, right? Well, who becomes Scorpion in this? His massacre in the first 10 minutes of the Lin Kuei ninjas who kill his family is just jaw dropping. But at the same time, I was
Yeah,
like,
hard.
it's hard, though. You know what I mean? This is like
Yeah,
Afro Samurai
like,
level artistry. You know what I mean? And Afro Samurai, yes, so it
so,
was over the top as far as the violence goes. Especially in terms of like characters just getting sliced and diced all kind of different ways. You know what I mean?
what I'll say about that though, so some people consider this a critique, but I actually don't really mind this. They had a bunch of different animation styles for this now, and I thought that was great. I prefer stuff like that, where you have different animation styles for all the different, because the whole point is to show different styles of mood now. And
Yeah, yeah.
people was complaining. I had friends who was complaining, oh no, that you need to have a consistent tone or some bullshit like that. I was like, no dog, is who cares? It's Mortal Kombat dog.
I kind of understand where you're coming from because well, without spoiling it, right? Ever so often they would do like some anime kind of stuff because yes, this show
Yeah.
clearly is inspired by anime, right? Like where usually a character would just go into this, I don't want to say fight mode, but they'll go into this mental state of they'll go into the state of mind, right? Like they will just
Yeah.
kind of go Super Saiyan. That's all you'll see, and it feels like everything just kind of changes visually, and characters will just kind of get stretched out of the element. That's all we'll see, right?
Right.
And they do that with a couple of characters. Well, I would say one they do it with Scorpion with that same massacre sequence, but they do it with another character, and that catch me by surprise too. 'Cause I was like, oh, why they do that with this character though? But the
Right.
move that the character put down, well, they take a while for it to pick up on it. I was like, oh, okay, that's why they did that. Oh, word, okay, okay. You know what I mean, yeah, yeah. Just touch on the violence for a bit. Yeah, it is insanely over the top though, and I kind of see this as Warner Brothers' way of saying, we all your fans who kind of wondering, hey, when we gonna get R-rated, DC animated movie, and oh, we had the Killer Joke and people didn't like Killer Joke, so let me try the R-rated thing again, but let me just use this as a little test for when we could actually go real R-rated with our
Right.
Justice League films and whatnot, right? So we just give them the goods, right? And in this case, like I say, just go full on anime, what I mean, characters being sliced and diced in any which way, what I mean, and it works, right? But just seeing Scorpion's backstory, even though I've heard through the grapevine, this isn't exactly how it played out. But then again, I haven't played the new games, so I don't know. But hey, they
Right.
get creative liberty, they change it up, they do little things to kind of make it connect to the first game or the first movie, or if you want to consider it, whatever, right? So you got the gist of it. It's simplest to the point, right? But yeah, if you are not a fan of bloodletting or just characters being twisted or bones broken or shattered in different ways, yeah, this is not for you, boy. This show commits to its ultra violence, but because it's animated, because it's Mortal Kombat, it's like, yo, this is kind of like what we've always wanted to see there. You know what I mean? So I dug that. I really have to praise the team behind this movie for sticking to for not ever compromising their vision, right? Um, as far as the story goes, I was actually surprised that they tied back to the first movie. Essentially with seeing Johnny Cage and Liu Kang and Sonya going to the tournament for the first time, Rain being their guide, going to the island for the first time, even having the whole Enter the Dragon S moment where Shang Tsung shows up and says the whole "Welcome to Mortal Kombat" stuff. Like I was like, yeah, yeah, cool, we get that. Even seeing Goro, who by the way I didn't know this till after the fact was voiced by the same guy who did the voice for Goro in the original movie, Kevin Michael Richardson. Yeah,
Right.
he shows up in this. One gripe though is that they kind of make him silent in this, or they make him kind of growl like grrr, because he's Garuda. But near the end, where he fights a particular character, that's where you have him talk. I was like, why he couldn't
Right.
have talk all the time though? Like I remember in the original movie, like he wasn't talking when he was fighting, of course, but there were moments where he was talking to Shang Tsung. I thought you could have got a little moment of that. Not have him
Right.
talk in the end when he had to talk bad at the bad at the support, like, yes, now I will kill you, like that kind of thing. That's what they do. It's like, no, make the man talk now, right? Um, I understand why people will be kind of let down that, oh, we see in the whole Mortal Kombat story play out again, but I kind of see it one or two ways. Like, one to kind of reintroduce people to the world of Mortal Kombat, right? Because yeah, for what people remember from it is the three characters, Sonya, Lou, and Johnny, going on this island and facing all these people. So it's just like we kind of retelling the story, but we kind of expanding on it a bit with Scorpion, and then with Quan Chi and Shinnok and these guys as well, right? But then the flip side, though, and this is like how I mentioned before with the upcoming live action reboot, yeah, essentially it's like them kind of be like, okay, well, all right, fans like this, so okay, we're gonna kind of do this over, but we could expand on this guy and this person and that person. We know what to do now, given the response of how people take the R-rated animated approach to the same concept. You know what I mean? So I kind of see it like that. But I didn't mind it at all though. But at times I was worried that wait, but the title issue is Scorpion's Revenge. Why couldn't be about Scorpion, or did they forget about Scorpion? Right? But yes, you could tell that the team wanted to kind of fulfill both needs. Now you want to give us the Scorpion's backstory, also want to give you the R-rated version of the '95 movie, and like you say, oftentimes it's like it's kind of hit or miss. Like sometimes it will work, sometimes it don't really work. The going back and forth at times. But I do like the fact that they were way enough to kind of rope in Scorpion into the story at times, into the Mortal Kombat story itself. Like this is one scene where he actually runs into them in the forest, and you're thinking, oh, he's gonna fight them. It's like no, he's just gonna talk, kind of let them know what's going on, kind of. Although I love what he says, well, the next time we meet up, um, or this paraphrase it, like the next time we meet, it would like I wouldn't go easy on you guys. You know what I mean? It might end with one of them being killed and me being the last man standing, basically, right? So I dig that. Um, and how they ended Scorpion's arc as well, I really dug as well. Like the final fight with him, and we're not gonna say who, I thought was just fucking epic in my opinion, though. And just to touch on the fight scenes itself, though, fight scenes from top to bottom, superb, top notch.
Yeah.
And what I love about it though is that it really felt like the new school Mortal Kombat games. It was fast, it was frenetic, it was characters just moving, bam, 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 punch, hit, bam, 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 pull up, move. You know what I mean? It's every bit like what you see with today's Mortal Kombat games, because it can't be as slow as Mortal Kombat, like the early Mortal Kombat games, right? It had to be fast, and that's the appeal of these new, Mortal Kombat games. How fast these characters move, how you could pull off these moves and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we just the fight scenes with Scorpion, and one in particular with Liu Kang blew me away. The one with Sonya was great as well. It have a little tag team with her and Johnny Cage. That was awesome. The first fight with him with Johnny, and we're not gonna say who, was kind of disappointed because he's playing the whole, I don't know what's going on. I think I'm in the set of some movie.
Right.
Yeah,
That's all.
that was a bit of a letdown though, even though the payoff was worth it, but still it was just like, yeah, I wanted more though. Even though the person that he fight is probably one of my least favorite characters in the franchise period, right? Um Also speaking of characters themselves, I was disappointed with what they do with McGill, Katana Dread. Like I
Right. Yeah.
get, I understand that they work with time, but because of how I remember her in the original movie, and just her as a character alone, like she's not the biggest character in the game, but they just have her there as a side character, just to recreate a moment from the first movie, and that's just it. She have nothing else to do in the story. Okay, um, all right. Yeah, so yeah, some characters are just kind of delegated to being side characters. Others are given a little bit more screen time than others. Like you see, how you see they focus a lot on Liu Kang and well, Liu Kang, Raiden, Johnny Cage, and Sonya. I understand that, but once again, it's just kind of pleasing the audiences who kind of want to see R-rated Mortal Kombat, right? But it didn't bother me that much. But still, I wish
Right.
that Scorpion got more screen time, because they kind of set it up like he was going to get it, and then somewhere in the middle he kind of doesn't. You know what I mean? But they still rope him, right? But yeah, get back to the fight scenes. I love how fast, frenetic, and violent they are. You get those X-ray shots in the way which you expect from the Mortal games now. You know what I mean? And yes, just some sweet kills in this though. Like, yeah, but if you just enjoy the violent aspect of the game, then yeah, you'll be thoroughly pleased by that. As far as the story goes, I kind of do like with what they did in just telling the story. They tell it quick, right? But in true animation style fashion, they kind of just give you enough for you to understand what's going on. They're not gonna stop to hold your hand and give you a whole back detail into everything what's going on. They just give you the basics, and whether you're a fan or not, it's just enough for you to understand, oh, this is what's going on, and it's my choice either to rule with it or not, right? And speaking with ruling with it or not, right off the bat, just before we get to Rita here, yeah, this is a guilty pleasure for me, right? This is one of those
Right.
shut your brain off and just enjoy what you're getting here. You're not gonna go into this for big character development and whatnot. Actually, there's little to no character development in this. Some characters get a little depth, but really it's just basic stuff. You understand who character A is, what character A have to do, and that's it, right? And you get that. Everybody who important get a little screen time. And oh yes, as far as voice acting goes, I thought that the voice acting was great across the board. Even Joel McHale, he does Johnny Cage shine. Even though I felt that dialogue wise, his stuff was just kind of dry. It was just like, oh, I'm supposed to laugh for this, but it's because it's Johnny Cage and it's Joel McHale voicing them. I'm supposed to laugh at this, but at times I laugh, other times just like, okay, what I mean? He's just there to do his thing. He was always a comic relief character in those movies anyway, so it's like, all right, cool. But yeah, I thought that Joel McHale did his thing. Jennifer Carpenter, plays Sonya Blade. I thought that she delivered on this. The guys who play Liu Kang and Scorpion and who else? Shang Tsung, Rain. I thought that they shine as well. Um, if I have one last gripe, though, just what I mentioned before we get to Return, is yes, Sub Zero is there, but I find it didn't do enough with him. There's a little beat and switch thing that they do with him, but still,
Right.
it's friggin' Sub Zero, man. Like, come on, like, let's say give me backstory on Sub Zero, but come on, give us more give us more Sub Zero, man. I mean, he was always one of my favorite characters. I was just let down at the fact that we didn't get enough of him, right? Same with Kano, like he's there, he does his thing, but it just wasn't enough. Not saying that you should give him more backstory, but still is come on. You know what I mean? But yeah, as far as a Warner animated series go, yes, this is easily the most ambitious thing they've ever done. I don't know if we're gonna get more movies like this or if we're gonna get more Mortal Kombat Legends stories. I would like to, but like have their own little Mortal Kombat universe, if you will, right? But I don't see that coming. I don't see that being a reality, unfortunately. I just see this as a test run for, oh, this is how we could do this upcoming live action movie or not. Like we of course we can't do it the 95 way anymore. We have to give people the goods, but is how much we could how much we could do, like how much money we're gonna get to do the things that the fans expect us to do, right? And how it plays out. I just hope that at the end of the day, it doesn't become so bad it's good movie like Mortal Kombat Annihilation, you know what I mean? Even though it's a train wreck
Right.
of a movie. I don't know if we're gonna get that, but we'll see when time comes. But for what we got here, yeah, this was solid. This is escapist entertainment at its finest, in my opinion. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, you'll enjoy the hell out of this. If you're looking for a real backstory and all that, yeah, you will be disappointed as hell by this. But if you're just coming for fast, frenetic, and just brutal action and just a bare bones enough plot to just have everything make sense, then yeah, you will enjoy this movie here. So for me, this is my third, guilty pleasure movie of 2020. I'm gonna give this a decent 4 out of 5, man. I was entertained, the two times I saw it, and not saying I want to see it a third time in a hurry, but yeah, I can't recommend this enough. To just to fans of action cinema and just fans of Mortal Kombat games as a whole, right? And just in closing, I really well now that the bar is set as far as what we could do with a Mortal Kombat movie, I really, really want to see what this live action reboot brings to the table. But they can't skip out on it. They can't pussy out. It's like, yo, we have to give fans the goods, right? But it's just, are they going to commit it on that? That's the question I want to see answered with this remake. But yeah, Mortal Kombat Legends Scorpion's Revenge is a real deal. Check it out as soon as you can. Ricardo, what's your last words and rating on this movie?
Yeah, as I say, I would have liked it just to be a little more focused, as it was. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for me. Nothing
Nice.
major, but just still solid. And I liked it a lot. I can't say I loved it. Just solid. Good.
All right, nice.